defraud in American citizens.
Mhm. I mean, I think it's kind of a catch-22 because I think a lot of American industry has been really knocked down like pretty heavily by having um, such a. I mean, realistically, we're outsourcing our stuff to uh, people that are being paid practically nothing in another country.
But they
Um,
still actually pay a livable wage. So that's the difference, right? And a lot of people actually no, they
that is
do.
fair.
They do. Yeah, like a lot of people don't realize it. So like we could never live off of nowhere in the United States can you even live off of 7.25 an hour, like literally nowhere can you live off of that. But in certain regions of China, what they pay, their starting pay or their low pay, what would be equivalent of our $2 an hour, that's actually just slightly over what's enough to live off of. Like
Hmm.
they actually do surprisingly. I'm not going to say everywhere in China will do it because I don't have enough data
Yeah,
to prove that one. But surprisingly, they do pay a wage that is comparable for their cost of living. And guys, I just need
yeah,
one of these to light up the gift gallery over here on TikTok, so that's why I put it up there.
yeah. I mean, I think a lot of I think anything with China is a little bit hard to say specifically what areas are doing great, what areas aren't doing great. Um, but I think broadly they're uh, I mean, just because everything is cheap over there, they can live off of those lower wages. But you do also have issues of, um, you know, was it, oh shoot, what's that company that Apple contracts all of their phone manufacturing out to? Famously, they put nets around the factories for, uh, for them to stop them from killing themselves because the wages and the conditions were so poor. And then there's also a lot of issues of sweatshops. And then another famous example is the Uyghur camps, where you have people being worked to death in concentration camps to
Yeah.
produce cheap American goods or cheap goods for America.
When it actually comes to slave labor, there's way too many countries to actually go through that still actively participate in
Hmm.
slave labor. Um, Unsurprisingly, United States is considered one of them.
Yeah.
So
Um,
we don't really have a high horse to stand on.
I mean, yeah, uh, but I think it's something that's definitely uh, I think it's something that tariffs could help,
Yeah.
or at least
I mean, even
uh,
then, like, we actually, so when you were talking about specifically parts that are coming for ones that are actually slave labor within China, we don't,
mhm.
anyone that's coming from those specific factories, they are screened and we don't allow them into the country. And Deb, thank you for being a paid subscriber on TikTok. I just saw that. Thank you.
Can't say I'm very familiar with the screening process of things coming into the U.S., so I'm glad to hear it if that's a thing, but I'm
It's been a thing for a
a little
while.
bit
It's
skeptical.
also a part of sanctions that we have. So
So, um, shoot.
yeah.
I mean, I can start being a little bit abrasive if that makes this. I don't know. Well, there's more to talk about when you're a bit more of an asshole.
No,
Um,
I mean, I like having decent conversations with people. I don't like getting into screaming matches with other individuals. I think it was on Wednesday, I had two conversations back to back where we could just stay normal. It's the people that want to
yeah,
come up here screaming that I think derail everything. Granted, it doesn't do great for TikTok because TikTok likes
yeah,
animosity, but they're weird, so there's that too. I love you
shots
guys,
fired.
but TikTok
Um,
algorithm just really likes animosity.
yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot of the issues just in general with coming off of COVID, having young people not really able to communicate with each other. So,
It's possible. Well, all right, man. Like I said, we don't have much we disagree on, which isn't like really a bad thing, like I said. So, um,
mhm.
I hope
All right.
like if you see more come out that you can understand and work to well, just out of curiosity, let's say what's one thing that has slightly turned you away from Trump?
I mean, I think like most people, pretty much everybody, the Epstein list stuff. I mean, you'd want to see you'd want to see anybody that had anything to do with the island, uh,
Yeah,
or I guess anything, what I mean.
prosecute them all. Literally,
Yeah, throw
prosecute
them in
every
jail.
single one of them. Send them all to jail. I don't care if they've ever served in the government at all. Like, if Clinton
Yeah,
did it, then fuck him. Like, I didn't like him anyway,
yeah,
so fuck him. Put him in jail. I don't care. If anyone that list comes out, anyone that's on it, they need to be prosecuted. So,
yep. But realistically, I doubt we will ever see anything off of that list. I mean,
yeah,
especially at the
probably
pace
not.
where things are going. So, I guess it's
Probably
probably the
not.
biggest anyway. And then I guess the other thing would be a lot of the, um, I think a lot of policies are taken to one step further, right? So I think it's kind of just in politics, you stretch a rubber band where something doesn't happen for a while, and eventually when it starts to happen, you're like, oh well, shit, that was stretched back a little bit far, and now it's swinging back the other way. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So,
Well, all right. I do appreciate you. I'm going to try to find another supporter. So I hope you have a good night.
all right, you have a great one. See ya.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hi, I'm here.
All right. How old are you?
I am 26.
Did you vote for Trump?
I did not.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you.
Well, but I wanted to tell you why I support him, though.
Why?
'Cause I think he's like the Antichrist.
Oh, okay. Well,
He's like y'all the.
thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Sure am.
How old are you?
27.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
I did not, but I didn't vote for Kamala either.
All right. Well, have a good one. Hi. Are you there? Hampton. Is this a
Oh,
pocket
I'm sorry.
dial?
I
Okay.
came
Have
up
a
by
good one.
mistake.
All right. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
How old are you?
45.
Did you vote for Trump?
I voted for him the first time he ran. I didn't vote this last time around.
Okay.
But I definitely I guess I was sort of a toss up the last election. I wasn't interested. The thing that happened with Biden just kind of turned me off to the validity of American presidential elections at this point. Anyway, but I definitely do not support him at this point, and the main reason I would cite is the tariffs.
Oh, for why you don't support him?
For why I no longer do at all.
Valid. Yeah, it's just hurting American consumers.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I was reading somewhere that if you scrub the budget of all of the entire corporate income tax, just hypothetically, it adds up to like something like 500 something million on a $7 trillion budget. It doesn't take a genius to be able to do that, to work around that. If that happened, hypothetically, every corporation in the world would want to open something up here. It would become like Singapore was, like 50, 60 years ago or whatever. When they had no natural resources, it became an economic powerhouse just because everybody wanted to go do business there because there were no taxes. But I'm a firm believer that the only correct tariff is zero. I mean, the only people making money on tariffs is the government, the ones imposing the tariffs.
It's true. Well, I
And
do. Sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off. I do
please, go ahead.
appreciate you. I'm trying to find a Trump supporter, so I'm gonna move on. But thank you, man.
All right, have a good.
Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there? Okay, bye. All right. Phone lines are open. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there? Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yep.
How old are you?
24.
Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, ma'am.
You still support him?
Not anymore.
All right. Well, I appreciate you.
Yep.
Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
I just want to say that both sides of America suck.
I agree. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah.
How old are you?
Do I have to say?
Yep.
I'd rather not. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's not like I use it against you. I just can't talk to anyone under the age of 18. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
How
I'm
old are
here.
you?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
How old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Do you still support him?
Still support him, correct.
Okay. Why is that?
A litany of things. I feel
Just
like,
start with your main reason why, please.
for instance, today he stopped another war that was going on.
Oh no, I saw that. I do
Azerbaijan.
agree. He did negotiate that peace deal, and I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, I think that's his fifth one. The Rwanda thing that was going on in Africa, he stopped that with Iran. He's working on the Russia.
Iran
thing.
doesn't count when he's literally the one that assisted in instigating it.
Well, they're not having Hezbollah, and they're not having their proxies, do anything like they were earlier when Biden was in.
Oh my gosh.
So, give you questions?
I'm still waiting for the rest of your list.
Oh, I agree with him on most about everything. There's not much that I don't agree with him on. The border, we finally cracked down on the border. Fentanyl's dropping down. Gas is getting cheaper. I have more money in my pocket right now than I have in the last 4 years.
Gas isn't getting cheaper, and I don't care about your anecdotal stories because not everybody has more money in their pocket. Some people are paying more. Some people have lost jobs.
Like who?
I don't know. How about all of the government employees that got fired? And let's talk about the 40,000 that were let go from the VA. Let's talk about half of USAID being cut, half of the Social Security Administration being cut. We no longer employ anybody to handle the specific hotline that was set up for veterans if they were having self-deletion ideation. Sorry, I can't say the S word because TikTok is sensitive. We got to use child language here. We also know that manufacturing companies that are being directly impacted by the tariffs up and down have stopped hiring people, and some manufacturing companies have instituted mass layoffs as well.
They said the tariffs were going to ruin the economy, that everything was going to shoot up, like inflation, which inflation has gone down even more.
Inflation is up.
It's at 2.3% right now.
It's at 2.7. Inflation results or numbers don't get released until the 15th. Nice try, though.
Last time I checked, it was 2.3. Unless
it was 2.7 for the month of June. That was released July 15th.
Okay, and that's still, a lot lower than the 9% that was 2
that
years
happened
ago,
at the Yeah, under C-19 as a direct result of C-19, unless you're going to tell me that somehow Joe Biden was responsible for worldwide inflation when we saw out of the entire
No, Joe
world,
Biden wasn't
out of the
responsible for
entire
anything.
world,
Somebody else was
out of
running the
the
country then.
entire world, we saw one of the lower inflation rates compared to the rest of the world. And not only that, we also bounced back the quickest. We also reached 2.4% inflation in September of 2024. So again, it's not that really lower.
Wall
It is still
Street the
higher.
Dow Jones just hit another record the other day. I mean, there's a ton of stuff. I mean, like I said, the Nobel Peace Prize, I think he should be voted for with all these wars that he's stopping right now.
Man.
You know, tariffs haven't gone crazy.
When's the
if
last
the
time
wall
that you
slide
bought a
didn't.
pack of ground beef?
Yeah, today.
Yeah, and what was the cost?
I think it was $4.99 a pound.
What state are you in?
I'm in South Carolina.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's a pretty. I mean, gas here's $2.39 a gallon. I can go get unlimited gas at $2.39 a gallon at just about any place here in my area. So yeah, there's real. I mean, he really is helping a lot. I've seen a lot of changes. I mean, I'm not a big for Trump guy or not for Trump. I'm just whoever the country is going to run better under. And the first time I
So
saw
if
something
we,
fall out.
according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, if we're looking at ground beef, it is still statistically up 1.4%. So the reason why 2.3% is what it's up by. The reason I specifically asked about ground beef is because in a lot of states, including red states, it's higher than minimum wage.
Yes, minimum wage, I agree, needs to be raised from $7.25 to, at least $10 an hour. But that's neither here nor there. A lot of presidents haven't raised that. That's been there since Obama, and none of the presidents have raised it. So, I'm not happy with any of them that they haven't raised the federal minimum wage. But yeah, I mean, is there anything that, you would specifically want to talk about that you don't like about Trump?
Goodness me. Let's see if you can try any one of these. I can't agree with a president that is violating articles and amendments of the United States Constitution that talks about annexing our neighbor Canada, that talks about buying another sovereign country known as Greenland, that talks about taking back the Panama Canal after it was given back to the country of Panama in 1999 by an act of Congress, signed off by a president because of the riots that occurred as a result of our military occupation there. Continue.
Well, first off, the whole Greenland thing, that nothing's happened with that. That's just kind of a bluff talk. Nothing's gone on. Nothing's happened. So that's neither here nor there because nothing's really happened about it. That's he hasn't even talked about that in months anyway. I think he was just wanting to get under Trudeau's skin. Now Trudeau's out. He's actually kind of
about Greenland. What does Trudeau have anything to do with Greenland?
It was Canada, and then he went on to Greenland. So I think those were kind of related. When he started talking about Canada and Greenland. Because he was talking about, wanting to annex both of them. They become a state.
No. He talked about annexing Canada, and he talked about buying Greenland. They're two different things, right?
Correct,
so,
yeah. And we're not going to buy Greenland, and we're not going to annex Canada. So, I mean, that's gone. But, they don't talk about that anymore.
So I will acknowledge, so here's my biggest thing. I don't think it's appropriate for any president to actually make a joke and say that we're going to do these things to a sovereign country, point blank, period, a joke is not appropriate at that level, especially a joke that continues on from not only since he was inaugurated into office, but since he won the presidency, right? Because that's really when it started, okay? And I will acknowledge, though, that he hasn't talked about Greenland since March, the end of March, right? But he's still
Let me ask you
actively,
this. Why do you
constantly
not like
talking
it so
about
much?
Canada. I already explained to you my reasons why. And again, so he's actively still talking about annexing Canada or making them the 51st state.
And I think that would be great. We give Canada a lot of money. Why are we paying for all? Basically,
What
we're
what
protecting
money
Canada.
does the United States government write a check to Canada saying, like, can you explain that to me? Does we give them a lot of money? Are we writing like a check to Canada or something? Because that would
Yes,
be the
there's
only
a
way would
lot
be
of
giving them money. So what check
there's
have
a
we
lot of
written?
money that
What
there's a lot of money
check?
that we give to in NGOs and things like that go to Canada, just like we give money to almost every other country you can think of. We give money to every country almost.
So what check is the United States government writing to Canada, and for how much?
I would have to specifically look that up and find that
Okay.
out. But
So
I know
like,
that
but
they're
we're just writing a check, right? Because that would mean like it's giving, like we're giving them money.
okay. Well, what about all the stuff like they were writing checks, overseas for DEI this?
We're
and do this
sticking
over
on
here,
Canada.
that.
You said that we're giving Canada all this money, so I want you to tell me what checks we're writing to Canada.
I said we give a lot of countries money, and I know Canada's one of them. One of them.
We were talking about Canada, though, and them being the 51st state.
Correct. Yes. I don't think they're going to be the 51st state. He brought that up. I think he was doing that jokingly, but anyway.
Is it still a joke if we continue to say it for 9 months now? If someone
All right,
jokes
well-
about stealing your phone for 9 months, is it still a joke?
I mean, yeah, I think so.
So you would laugh every single time that your friend Bobby said, "Hey Ryan, I'm gonna steal your phone"?
I mean, like I said, you're kind of nitpicking stuff on Trump, and you're not really giving a broad base. I heard the other day when you were talking about, you started bringing up.
Oh, thank you for being a
abortion.
fan. I didn't bring it up.
Yeah.
The caller brings it up.
Well,
Shalom. I don't know, no Bandy. Like, let's be for real, right? Like, if we were going to somehow take over Canada, it would be more than 51 states. It would have to be.
right. So let's quit talking about Canada.
No,
I mean,
you
like-
can't
like
even.
you
Oh
said,
my god.
nothing's even. Trump hasn't talked about Canada in a long time.
Oh, he
so let's not
hasn't?
even-
Okay, so let's see. When was the last time he talked about
You gotta look it
Canada,
up
51st
because
state?
It's been so long.
It hasn't been that long. I just want to
You
make
must have
sure that
Trump
you know.
derangement syndrome. I mean, I don't know. Like, why have all the Democrats ran from Texas because they started gerrymandering, and now they're gonna run away? And I mean, it's just crazy how the Democrats act in general.
That's
I
what
would be
happens
embarrassed
now
to be a Democrat.
when we're starting to like go crazy.
You call people, Hitler.
Yes.
Then it's just crazy how. I mean, I really feel sad for the people that
I feel bad for
have
you.
Trump derangement syndrome. I mean, we're winning right now. The country's doing good, and y'all actually want the country to do bad. Is what I don't understand. You would rather the country do bad and want him to fail than the country do good. That is how much disgust and disdain that y'all have for this guy, which I think is incredible. And the propaganda that's been going out. Did you see Chris Cuomo the other day where he said he was
Who?
completely wrong about everything?
I don't know who the fuck that
He's
is.
riding in his car. Chris Cuomo. You don't know who that is?
No, I don't give a shit about politicians.
Okay, so you know who he is. It's the governor of New York, the ex-governor's brother.
Oh, so no one important. Got it.
to. It seems like
Literally
every time
no one
somebody
important.
has a point above you or anything, that you just seem to get very angry and don't have anything to come back with.
This
or,
isn't even my angry voice, sir. You couldn't even address anything that I said. So what did you do? You went, "Oh my God, TDS is so bad." You still couldn't address anything that I said about Canada. You're like, "Oh, let's move on from Canada." Then you try to bring up all of the other countries that we've talked about, or that Donald Trump is going after, or whatever. You went from point to 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 point,
He's the
and then you
only-
go
what,
not
he-
only that, but then you
I'm
jump to
just saying,
TDS, and then you
he's the
jump
only
to Chris
president that-
Cuomo, who apparently is just a former politician's brother, which means he's literally a nobody, means nothing to any party
I'm just
system
giving an example
whatsoever.
that's one of the
Like
Democrat
that's
people, just
actually.
like-
I'm not a Democrat, so I don't give a fuck about no Chris Cuomo. In fact, you know what I hope? I hope that
So who did
Andrew
you vote
Cuomo. Does who you vote for automatically make you a part of that party?
Oh no, I was asking a question. If you voted for that.
No, I mean, I'm asked
Molly?
before you want to put me in your little box that you're trying to put me in. Does voting for a candidate automatically make you a part of their party?
No, it does not.
Oh, okay. Great. So we've
That's what I was
established that.
asking.
I just want to make sure we've established that. Yes, I voted
Correct.
for Harris.
And what did you think she would do for this country good?
She literally could have done nothing and it would have been better than Trump.
And you really believe that?
Yeah, I actually also believe that the Australian Shepherd that's laying behind me could have been the president of the United States and done better than Trump.
That's a very ignorant, dumb thing to say. A guy that's a billionaire who doesn't take any money from the presidency. He's actually using his own money to build a ballroom to make the place look even better. He doesn't take a paycheck. He gives it back to charity. What other president has not taken a paycheck? Stopped wars back to back to back. Made inflation go down.
Inflation's still up. Consumer spending is down. Consumer confidence is down. Unemployment is
down.
up. Unemployment is
The
going
stock
to go
market
up.
is hitting highs every day.
Oh, and Donald Trump also
We're
said
collecting
just
billions
this
of
year,
dollars
Donald
in
Trump
tariffs.
just said this year that the stock market is not a good indicator of the economy. So you can claim and claim and claim and preach and preach and preach that the stock market is up, which is only a temporary thing after, he's the one that made it go down to start with, which would be
Even the
considered
Fed,
market
or
manipulation.
even there
But
was
Donald Trump
2%
himself said
from
it's
the
not a good
Fed.
indicator of the economy.
Okay, well, Jerome
It
Powell
sounds like
kept
you.
the Fed rate
Oh,
up,
I know,
right?
I know. Tell me 5 criticisms that you can give of Donald Trump right now. That's to match the
criticism?
that's to match the 5 that I gave you when you asked me why I don't support Trump. So now you do the same thing. Give me 5 criticisms of Donald Trump right now that has nothing to do with his appearance, because I've had someone try to pull that before.
I think he needs to think before he speaks. Sometimes I think a lot of times he doesn't think before he speaks, and he says stuff that he shouldn't say. He's gotten a lot better, I think, at just having cancer. Just being a president. You can't be sloppy, and I think at his first term, everybody was going after him so much that he was kind of sloppy. He said certain things that he probably
Not a
shouldn't have said,
criticism.
and let's see, I'm trying to think of. I mean, I like I said, I agree with most of the stuff he's doing. I'm trying to think of some things that I don't agree with. Fentanyl down. A lot of people I know that are died of fentanyl.
Got you. So the only thing, sorry, you can't say that word. The only thing that you have is he says silly or dumb things, and so that's like the only thing I can hit him on, right? So let's try this in reverse. So let's see, here's what I can agree with on Donald Trump. I agreed with Project Warp Speed under his first administration. I also agreed with him making it a federal felony, like it's now a felony for animal abuse, right? I agreed with him extending the
I forgot
Marine
about that. Yeah, that's
Bioprotection Act.
I remember that. Yeah.
I'm not done. Just hushies, okay? I'm trying to teach you something. Extending
You're not
the
teaching me
Marine
anything.
the Marine Biology Protection Act, right? So we're at number 3 now. You're keeping track. I agreed with lowering taxes on the lower to middle class under the TCJA. That was good. And I agree with the starting point of no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. Do you
Okay, I thought you
see?
said criticisms, so I was confused.
No. I'm giving you a counterpoint example. So you failed
Okay.
to give criticisms. Here I can actually
'Cause I
give
don't
you
think there is
5
any
things.
criticism.
5 things that prove that I can actually go both ways on this, okay? So I'm trying to help you out with something and trying to see like where your cognitive dissonance is, because in this case I wouldn't actually fall under TDS because I wouldn't be able to name a single thing that Donald Trump has done, right? That could be considered good, right? But instead I've listed not just 1, but I've listed 5. So if anyone suffers from TDS, it's you, sir, on the opposite end of the spectrum, where apparently, according to you, that Donald
I'm not
Trump
obsessed
can
with
do no
Trump.
wrong.
My world doesn't revolve around him like everybody. It seems like
It seems like it does for you, actually.
I don't have anything. I don't wear anything that says Trump or MAGA or any. You would never know I even voted for Trump unless I told somebody. I mean, I'm not that type of person to go out. But the point is that he's doing a good job. No one on the left can admit that.
I'm done. Like, you couldn't even list more than 1 thing. Hey, Barneo, thank you. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Okay. Only thing I think Trump did good at was signed an executive order, deal Taiwan chip away from China. Yeah, that would be true.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there? Golden, I need you to tell me what number of likes you see because I only see 91.
Yes, I'm here.
How old are you?
I'm 44.
Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Do you still support him?
I do.
You sound familiar. Have we talked before?
We've talked about probably, about a month ago or so.
Okay. All right, no problem. What is your main reason that you're still supporting Trump today?
Immigration.
Okay, what about it?
Well, controlling it, keeping, Biden did very little to control the border. Obama deported a lot of people. What I do like that he's helped control the border, right? From the human trafficking, the drugs, and the illegal folks. But however, I think the last time we spoke...
If I can, are you aware that Donald Trump has defunded human trafficking investigations?
Defunded human trafficking investigations? No, I'm not aware of that.
Yeah,
but I
this
would not
is
be in favor of that.
Yeah. Let's see.
But I think we actually had a pretty good discussion, although I had one disagreement with you, and I kind of wanted to touch bases with you in regards to, I said that both Republicans... Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. No, I'm putting it up on the screen for everybody. So, Trump administration pulls back on work combating human trafficking, a long top GOP priority. But yeah, he actively defunded it.
So basically for me, I am a Republican, and I, of course, believe in our border being secure. I'm not a huge fan of everything Trump does, of course, but I think he's a better option than what Biden was doing in the border. But the last time we spoke, I did call out both parties as not being serious about this problem. And I kind of did some research, and I'm just looking at AI, and it says that over the last 10 years, only about 5% of the 309 bipartisan immigration bills that have been introduced have passed, and that's about fewer than 15, it says. And this only pretty much includes appropriations and extensions. There's only been one major federal immigration bill passed in the last 10 years. And I think this is a major problem for both parties. And what I was bringing up last time is their lack of seriousness